The stakes are high, the drinks are pouring, and the action is actioning.
What can you two preview about the new episode?
We take a look at Lala Dominguez, which is the character that I play. We get to see what it's like to be an NIS agent at that time as a female. But we also get to see Gibbs go undercover for the first time with Lala. They get to dress up. We have a real James Bond kind of moment. We have Franks and Caleb, meanwhile, listening to everything in the van outside, tense with their butts clenched. And the stakes are high, the drinks are pouring, and the action is actioning.
Mariel, while you play one of the newer characters, I was pleasantly surprised at the end of the first episode to see the series teasing the story of her seemingly revolving around Lala. What can you tease about that?
We know that Lala is going to be someone who is very pivotal in Gibbs's life and has a great impact. And from the beginning of the show, I think you see that it's someone who's not afraid of standing up to him when she thinks that he's in the wrong and challenging him. And I think there's a lot of similarities between the two of them, which makes for a tense but very interesting relationship and dynamic. And as the series progresses, you're going to see how these two get closer. One, because they're on the same team and they're put into very, very dire circumstances, but also because I think they start to care a lot about each other. And where that goes and how tense it becomes, well, you're just going to have to tune in.
Well, I'll tell you. Okay, so I'm just going to spoil the whole thing. It gets real tense. It gets real smoky and a little fiery.
Literally.
It is one of my favorite parts of reading the scripts is seeing where their relationship goes. So you guys are in for a treat.
And Kyle, for you as Mike Franks, was it hard stepping into the shoes of an already established character, especially one that has had such an impact on Gibbs, or should I say is going to have such an impact on Gibbs?
I wouldn't say it was difficult because of the grace that Mark Harmon and Muse Watson, who originated Mike Franks, showed when kind of stepping up to the plate. Mark's been there for us 100% of the time. He approaches this whole process with a lot of integrity, and he's been a pivotal part of the process. And he introduced me to Muse, and Muse is this kind of classic character of a man. He's of a different generation. He's hard on the outside, he's soft on the inside, he's got a lot of love to give. He's very much a little bit of Mike Franks. So once I was able to get my hands on the right tools, which for me was I wear brown contacts every day to work. I worked with a dialect coach to kind of dial in the accent, talk like Muse, talk like Mike Franks. And, then it's just a matter of putting on the right wardrobe and stepping into the boots, quite literally, and figuring out how to walk and talk like this kind of very classic man in kind of like a storybook kind of way. So, it wasn't hard once I was given the tools, and I was given the tools by people who approached it with a lot of grace and love.
And going off of that, for both of you, is there a piece of advice you've gotten from Mark, Muse, or any other of the NCIS stars that has stuck with you?
Mark has been such a joy to work with and is just like this beautiful presence when he comes on set. And one thing that he keeps telling us, and he keeps really, really reminding us, is to just trust ourselves. That there's a reason that we were cast in this role. There's a reason that we're the ones that get to play these characters, and that we always have to fight for our characters and trust that it's there, and to keep building on that. And it's been really nice to get that support from him.
NCIS Origins has only had a handful of episodes air, but already it's gained a lot of traction and was just picked up for a full season. How has it been seeing the reaction so early on?
We pour our hearts and souls into these characters day in and day out. We go to work. We sacrifice time with our families and loved ones to do something that we have the privilege to do, something that we love. And we're stepping into some big shoes, and the fact that we have a fan base already that's gaining traction. I mean, our online streaming numbers are phenomenal. The show is gaining a ton of popularity, a ton of traction. It's exciting to be part of something when you've really dedicated a big part of your life and your heart to it.
Now that there is a full season, is there anything that you're hoping to explore with your characters?
Someone asked me the other day if we're going to Europe or anything like that, and I was like, you know what? I would love that. I would love for our characters to get to go abroad or to get to go to another. I mean, actually, we technically do. We will go to another country in this season, which is very exciting. And it's a very exciting episode. But I'm excited to explore just the darker side of Lala, the more jaded side of Lala with upcoming episodes or seasons. So that's on my end.
I'm excited to explore my relationship with Vera. There's so much unsaid there, and there's so much history to that character and our relationship. I'm very excited to see what goes on there. I'm always a fan of watching, Tyler Abercrombie whenever she's on camera. I just find myself mesmerized by Mary Jo. I want to see that character more, and I want to see more action. I love getting my hands dirty. I'm Mike Franks, man. So let's go.
And for my final question, is there anything else you can tease about other upcoming storylines?
Yes, actually, I can tell you. What's great about this iteration of NCIS is that you're really getting to see these characters in their personal lives. And so just how tonight you're going to see a little bit more about Lala, you're going to get to explore a little bit more about characters like Randy, that episode is one of my favorite episodes. You get to kind of see his backstory, and you get to see him in a completely different new light. You're also going to get to see a version of Mike Franks in the future that no one has ever seen. And it's exciting, and it feels like a Western in its own way. And then I think you can expect a little more action, a little more love, and a little bit of
All right, well, thank you guys so much. It was great chatting with you two.